Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
It's so long since I've seen you, Mr.
I
Vitello.
And look up now at the top of the screen. It says this meeting is being recorded. So 20 minutes from now, you don't have to have a panic attack.
I think what you should do is every time I do this, just put a little marker in the corner so you see.
Bing. I wish I was that good at editing. I don't know.
Really?
If I can.
Super easy.
Okay, well, I'll send you the file and you can.
I was talking to my daughter yesterday. She was watching a YouTube video, and someone was talking about what their parents did. And I said, "What do you think your parents do?" And she was like, "I don't know." She's 7. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Take a guess. What does Daddy do?" And she's like, "Daddy's a gardener." And I was like, "Yes." And what does Mummy do? And she was like, "Racing and calls."
And calls? That's your job. I just take calls.
And then she's
I want to call.
And making things and editing videos. And I was like, yeah, pretty good, actually. That's close enough.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. Considering nobody knows what I do.
My kids used to say, and it's fairly accurate, but not really. They used to say, my dad works with money. And I don't.
Being Italian sounds a little dodgy.
Doesn't it? Exactly. There's just, and I don't actually work with currency. I work with features that go on currency, but that's all you need to know about that, Fran, as I remain super secretive. Guess what?
What?
This is season 2, episode 7. I had to look it up, by the way. I kept thinking it was episode 6. Turns out last episode was episode 6. That's how tight this ship is run. But no.
So tight.
Episode 7, which is when my dog decides it's playtime. This dog never plays with toys, and right now she is going bananas on the floor, and it's like having a really long bowling ball just crashing into your shins. So this is awesome.
Sounds lovely. I'm really sad to be missing this.
I know. I'd show you, but it's a whole hassle to take the camera and, whatever. Plus, my place is a mess, and I only want you to see this little pocket of my life, Fran.
I mean, this pocket that you can see is incredibly messy. So this is my new little greenhouse.
But you look great, though, by the way.
Oh, I do not, but thank you.
You're welcome.
In my little Canadian fleece.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. She's never gotten zoomies in her life since I've had her, and now she suddenly has zoomies. And it's frightening because there's a lot of mass moving around the floor right now. It would be like if I was trying to break dance.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hey, enough. And now she's going to hack something up. That's cool. Anyway, welcome back to the...
Welcome back.
Hey, I will say this. Go ahead. So I still keep... I look daily at our downloads, right? And
never
contrary
once,
to popular opinion...
once have I looked at it. Not once,
not depressing. I will say this. There has not been a day this month where we haven't had a download. So how about that? Yeah.
Who is doing that?
Now, it might be one a day, but it doesn't matter. There is still a download.
There is one person in this
minimum.
planet who is listening to our idiot voices every day. And that, sir, is a little sad.
But you know what? My guess is it's probably our friend Little Erin, who gets really excited, by the way, every time we mention her. So I'm not going to never not mention her.
Hey, Little Erin.
Not going to never not mention her. It's like a quadruple negative.
Never
Yeah. Never gonna get. By the way, one of my favorite episodes of Ted Lasso, by the way, the funeral. Well, you haven't watched Ted Lasso, have you?
No, but you know what we have? But you know what we've just watched? I think possibly between our last call and this call, the entirety of Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, I heard you said you were watching 18 something. Is that the prequel to Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched. Although I do have Paramount Plus right now, I think.
Oh, so good, so good.
Why did I get Paramount Plus? I got a free preview for some reason. I wanted to watch something, but look at us coming out of the gates on fire,
stumbling every time. Stumbling.
Well, let's see. Really quick programming note. Not a programming note, but hey, if you're listening to this, so Spartan had their the National Series race in Jacksonville weekend before last, I believe, and there's been like talk about it and no talk about it. So,
I've
but
seen not much talk about it, but okay.
yes, but OCR Report was there and
Great.
did the live streaming. The next one is April 6th in Charlotte. And I wanted to bring that up because the OCR Report is looking for rabbits.
Le lapin.
Rabbit. I almost said escue, which we have not said.
Yay.
We have not said
Escalade.
that in episodes. Oh, I just got a text from Jack Goris, which means it's probably time for the Jack Goris 30-second worldwide weather report. Take it away, Jack.
Howdy, folks. Jack Goris here with your weather update. It is cold here I'm in Kharkiv, Ukraine, so cold with a mix of no snow. So it's pretty frustrating. And then I know a lot of people listen on the audio. Just know there's a bunch of graphics over here with all the weather in all the different countries and states and oceans and stuff. So just, look there. But if you're just listening, then yeah, you should work on your eyes, I guess. Yeah.
Great timing.
Great
Great timing,
timing.
Jack.
Thank
Good
you.
job, dude.
Thank you.
I'm not even going to
Oh,
watch it. I'm
him.
just going to throw it up
Okay.
there.
No, but don't let him know that because he'll start swearing.
I know. One of these days, he's going to send me like a 30-minute video of him just staring at the screen, and that's what's going to happen. So if there's ever 30 minutes of dead air on this podcast, aside from the dead air that you and I create.
No, we create hot air.
That's
Wait.
that is true. So anyway, yes, April 6th, Charlotte, North Carolina, rabbits needed for the Spartan
And what
National Series
happens
race.
if you rabbit for the OCR report? Why
Well-
would you do that? How does it benefit you?
First off, it's a healthy alternative to standing around. Have you thought about that? Yes.
No, I haven't. I try not to
Yeah.
think.
There is Jason Dupree.
Jason,
me look-
don't pre.
Don't pre, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna make me look it up because unless
You
you
get
have
a
it up.
race code. You get a race code.
Oh, do you? And you get a t-shirt, don't you?
Oh yeah, you probably get a t-shirt potentially. Maybe not.
Here's the things you might get if you do. Oh, here we go. If you do rabbiting. Race code for either Spartan, Tough Mudder, or Deca Fit, and OCR report swag, which I'm really tired of that term, but it's okay.
It's a really good and handy term. I'll tell you what, Justin wears his OCR report media t-shirt all the time. He loves it.
It's a comfortable shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
He's running towards. He's wearing it.
He's wearing it right now.
Yeah.
Is he gonna make an appearance? I can't tell. Should I pause
No,
for?
he's feeling
Okay.
shy.
So yes, April 6th, 7 a.m. By the way. So if you're a sleeper inner person, maybe this isn't your jam. Or get up, man. Get out of your
Just
hotel
get
room.
up.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 6th? You're gonna come be a rabbit for the OCR report. You're gonna get a race code for either Spartan or Tough Mudder or a Deca Fit, by the way. You can either DM the OCR report on Instagram or email Jason at theocrreport.com.
Oh, Jason asked to be a guest, and we said yes, and then we forgot to make that happen.
Oh, it doesn't mean he can't be a guest. He's just not a guest today. We didn't
I
say
know.
let's be a guest this week.
Why not?
By the way,
though?
we are 106 days, I think, from World's Toughest Mudder. So first
Yes,
off,
sir.
Caitlin Ritter, get moving. Come on,
Hey,
girl, you're doing great.
you-
She's doing a lot more training than I have. But then again, hey, wait, and I have an
Lovely.
RCR before hers. I don't know if you
Oh,
know
yeah.
this, Fran, but I'm not sure if I've told you this, but I'm going to Sweden in late April to go do the Tough Viking race.
No,
I
you've
was
never
gonna
mentioned it.
I was gonna reach out to Michael Schutt and see if he wanted to go and race me.
Michael
And
Schitt.
here's the thing. I'm racing him whether he's there or not. So if he's not there and I race, I'm going to say I beat Michael Schutt.
You know he's not Swedish.
I'm aware. But I always
Okay,
feel
just-
like if you're in Europe, you're right near Sweden probably because Europe's only this big. So it's like, just get over there. Just get over to Sweden and or get up.
That's
to
like
Sweden,
saying if
probably.
you're in Mexico, you're near Alaska.
That's not true at all.
Well,
You are
it kind of
far,
is.
You are far away.
Do you know where
Look.
Sweden is?
Yes, I know where it is. It's right up there. There's the three little fingers. There's like Finland,
Right. So
Sweden,
if
and
you're in
Norway.
Rome, do you think you're near Sweden?
I mean, you're closer than I am,
That's not how it works, but okay.
but he's not from Rome, is he?
No,
No. Where's he from, Fran?
Denmark.
That's what I was going to say, because I know that's the answer. He's from Denmark. He's Denmarkian.
Danish.
I'm just kidding. He's Dutch or Danish. Are they the same
Danish.
thing?
Dutch is the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah. And they're all orange. They wear all the orange and the shoes
They are orange, yeah.
and the windmills and the
And
tulips.
the windmills. And the tulips.
There's some great like tulip controversy like from back in the 90s. You know about that? It was kind of like it was a massive like anyway, it's better when I have the details. But it was like a big like a bunch of people lost a bunch of money. It was like a big scam, like kind of like crypto. But
Oh, don't.
actually, it's even worse. I don't know. You know what I haven't done the past couple of days on purpose is check my 401k because
Do you know
all
what
I
I
had to
have
do
done in the last couple of
was
days is watch my investments tank daily.
yeah. But don't worry,
am
because here in the U.S., we're gonna earn hundreds of billions of dollars from all these tariffs that were from all the countries that we're angering. So don't worry, everything is fine, Fran. If I could do a graphic of fire all around me, everything is fine. I'm that little dog sitting in his room, drinking his coffee as my country burns around
we
me.
suffer too.
Okay, we can go ahead and shift. We'll do a pivot. We'll pivot.
Pivot.
I'll leave that in, but we're still going to pivot.
Yeah, let's go away from it.
So I'm going to pose a question for you, Fran,
Pose
because
a
I keep seeing this all over social media, and it kind of drives me nuts because I think just people's perspectives are just I don't know. Ready? And this is going to be the title of the episode, by the way. Fran, is OCR dead? Is it dead? Because I see so many. It's dead. OCR as we know it is dead. It's doomed. It's over. I've been saying this for years. Not me personally, but people who are saying that they've been saying it for years. So, is it dead, Fran?
Define dead. What do you mean by dead?
No. You don't get to. I don't have to define it.
Okay.
It makes it easier to make my point, and that's kind of
Is
my
it
point
dead?
that I'm making.
Are these the same people saying OCR is dead that also says we have too many championship events?
Probably.
Across more continents than we've ever had before? Is this just people in Central America who are not seeing as many races happen, who don't realize how things
You gotta tell people what you mean by
world?
Central. You gotta say what you mean by Central America, because everyone's like, "Why does Ecuador care what's going on?" No. You mean Middle America?
Middle America.
Middle America.
We had this whole conversation the other day because
we did.
So I call America the States because it's not just America, and I offended the whole OCR report gang by saying America
not
isn't
everybody.
a country. And they were like, well, America is a country, and then tried to tell me it was average Britain. I was like, it is average Britain. It's mediocre Britain. It's not great. It's okay. I'm fine with that.
North America is a continent.
So anyway, is this people in the US of A seeing things not quite the same as they used to be?
Right.
Has OCR changed? Yeah, and you know what? I had a conversation with someone today, and we're talking about we're kind of a little bit in the place where, you know, when everyone talked about, oh, we want to get to the Olympics. Oh, we want to standardize OCR. And some people were saying, do we really? Or is that going to kill it a little bit? And hey ho, it's become a little bit sanitized and dull.
100%. Yeah.
And, you know, people still constantly asking for codes for everything. So you do understand businesses need to make money to put on events, and the cost of the events is ginormous.
Yeah.
And it's a hard industry to maintain. And is the competitive side where it should be? I don't know in the States, but in Europe, it's pretty darn exciting, to be perfectly honest with you.
See, that's what I think. And that's where I think people, and that's where I think people are misguided a little bit. Is they equate how the competitive side is doing versus the health of the sport. I mean, I was just looking for the sake of this argument. I looked up, Savage Race had one of their series events or whatever in Florida this week. They had almost 1,300 like open wave.
That's pretty darn good.
That's really good. 555 blitz. Now 75 total pros. men and women combined,
Okay, that's
75.
big. That's a really
That's what I'm
big.
saying.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a niche sport. It's always going to be a niche sport. There are going to be some
Yep.
people who do it and carry on for years like us, and there are going to be some people who do one event and never come back. It is niche. It's hard to train for. It's expensive to do, but it's great. It's
Yeah.
probably never going to be the biggest sport in the world, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be, and it doesn't need to be in order for me to love it. I still love it for what it is.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
not going to be the biggest podcast in the world, and we still have one person listening to us every day.
thank you to we see you, person, who it is.
We
Not
don't
just little
actually
Aaron.
see. We don't know who it is, but
No, we
see,
don't. But
we see the data.
we'll assume it's little Aaron on a road trip to Lake Tahoe, because that's where she usually listens
Lake
to us, is
Tahoe.
going to and from Lake Tahoe. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, someone posted, I think it was OCR Directory, who I don't know who runs that.
I don't know either. They post some pretty
No,
good
but
stuff, but I don't know who
yeah,
it
they
is.
put up some pretty stuff. And so one of the things they did was put up, it's easy. The easy, way to track it is you have a national series event, and then you go back 3 or 4 years, excluding 2020, and you just look at like the numbers of like total participants. At least now they're only tracking elite, and that's kind of my point. Is like, I don't know, just say, I guess, say the competitive side of the sport is dying. If you want to say it, you can't say the sport itself. Nothing is ever going to be like it was in like 2014 to 2018. That was like
and COVID had a lot to answer for.
It really did. It really did. So anyway, but
the thing is, hybrid has taken a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you look at it, you can train in gyms specifically. There are gyms that are Hierarch's partners, Deca partners, other brands that do the hybrid sport partners who will train specifically for those events. Or you just do it by yourself. You don't need to go find a rig and find rings and find these things are actually really, really hard and specific to train on. And the events are cheaper. They're often easy to get to. They're easy to go in, go out and get it done.
Yeah, that's a great
so
point.
Yeah, they are growing well. Of course they're growing well, but they're also more accessible to more people. And that's why I say OCR is not the biggest sport in the world, and it potentially won't be, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't run one in almost 2 years, and the main reason is they don't have the one that's near me anymore. So the closest one to me now is Southern California, which I used to be able to just like, I'm out of here, but now I got other things going on too. Like, my life changes a little. I got a dog. That's pretty much the main thing. I got a dog. But yeah, so I will say this. Credit to our Spartan friends, because I was at a little birthday shindig that some friends threw for me this past weekend. And I shared with a lot of my CrossFit friends the Deca Atlas. They had not heard of it. And like, I tell you what, if you want to target CrossFit people, I mean, Deca does it to a certain extent,
that's why Deca. That's one of the reasons why Deca is created. Like it is that more weightlifting. Deca Atlas, sorry, it's that.
Yes,
it's the more weightlifting, more CrossFit-y style with no running. You say to a CrossFitter, high rocks, you're going to have to run. They don't want to do that, which is why Deca Strong is great, because there's no running in it whatsoever. But Deca Atlas is way more weights based, and it's hard.
Yep. And people's faces when they look, because they kept looking at me going, okay, but how much running is there? I'm like, no, there's no running. They're like, there's no running at all. It's like, no. And like that got people excited because, it's, and look, I don't mind doing the running, but sometimes workouts when there's not running is also fun too.
My lungs are just not good. I don't love running.
My lungs aren't as good as they used to be, but that also happens when you don't run as much as you used to. That's weird, right? It's almost like if you don't use the muscle as often as you used to, then it doesn't stay as spry.
No, I just have pretty terrible lungs.
All the years of heavy drug use, is that what did it?
I was going to say yes and be silly, but I don't want to play that joke, so no.
Fair. That's fine. Look at Fran. She's like, yeah, no.
I'm really square.
That's okay. Okay. So, is OCR
no, I don't
dead?
think it's dead. I think maybe it's there are parts of it which have a little lull. There are certainly parts that could improve, and it's a bit of a luxury,
It is very much a luxury, isn't it?
But
And
it's not dead.
that question should be posed. That question's only being posed by people in the States, by the way.
Yeah.
Like everything I see from the events in Europe is it's running just fine, and it's healthy and happy in Europe.
Yep. It's doing
But that's
well.
also
And the evidence that I see in terms of numbers is it's doing really well over here.
yeah, and that's very much the American thing to do, right? Is just kind of keep a hyper focus on look at what's happening over here and go like, well, over there is like but we'll gauge the whole sport based on how it's doing over here. I'm trying to explain to my friends. I've been messaged multiple times by friends who are concerned about the fact that WTM is in the UK, and I keep saying
What's the concern?
Ad nauseum that, well, they're afraid that, like, first off, it's like, oh well, is it going to be as good? Is attendance going to be that good because it's way over there? I don't know if they know there's another part of the world other than our little world. But I try to explain, like, you don't understand. The UK folks have wanted this race for a long time.
We also invented the sport, let's be honest.
Well, this particular race, World's Toughest Mudder, is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but World's Toughest Mudder wouldn't exist without.
All right. Okay, you don't have to. Yeah, I get it. I'm not.
But anyway, yes, we've wanted it for a long time. We've got a massive community over here.
Yes. And I feel like the team that is being assembled for this are aware of the fact that, like, you know, they see numbers, they see what attendance has been like the past few years in the States, and they probably hopefully hear some of the criticisms about how, you know, the race had become a little like just kind of blah, right? Like obstacle innovation and stuff was kind of like the past few years. Like I
think the team are really excited about it and want to deliver something really fun. Like it's a big fun project, and it's being run by a really, really, really capable team. Not to say the team in the past weren't capable, but those doing it, like they know what they're doing. They're going to do a good job.
That reminds me, I had this thought the other day. I meant to write it down. I was afraid to forget. Clearly, I have not forgotten, and I will share it with you now.
Please do.
This is what, and we're going to have a rep from Tough Mudder on here, hopefully in the next.
Oh yeah, few episodes. Yes, let's make that happen.
Because I have some questions, but this is something. Here is Carlo's vision for World's Toughest Mudder. Just one thing. Sometimes they come up with some really good ideas at World's Toughest Mudder, like in Atlanta. It was 2018 or 2019. They did that deal. I don't know if you watched it or saw it, but it was basically Mudderhorn, but then basically they built a water slide from Mudderhorn, like down the backside of Mudderhorn. So you climbed up, and I forget.
Didn't they have that? Wait. Didn't they have that in 2023?
No,
2022. No, 2023. What was the one with was it Just Shoot Me? No. What was the one with a massive slide down the back of it?
That's what I'm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not 20. That was like 2 years ago.
Okay. Well, here. Okay. Well, I can cut that first part, make himself seem good. No. Okay. Well, anyway, they had an event. They had an obstacle, right? That was like boop and then slide. But the thing was, that obstacle also takes a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people obstacle band around it. But from a spectator standpoint, that's a really fun obstacle to watch. Mm-hmm. What I want World's Toughest Mudder to do is to have some type of a big, not necessarily difficult obstacle, but a big, gnarly obstacle that might take some time, a spectacle, but make it a must complete. Make it you can't obstacle band around this. Like force traffic to go through it. Because I want to see it. And I get because the thing is, if no one can go around it, then the advantage is removed, like of going around it, right? Like everyone has to do it. So there's no like, oh, I wanted to do it, but it takes too long. Too bad. Everybody has to do it. Ryan Atkins has to do it. Carlo has to do it. Caitlin Ritter has to do it. That's my my super hot plan.
Let's get a WTM representative on, and you can say that to him and get some.
Here's an example. So in Vegas, they had the cliff, right? The
Oh
cliff to
yeah.
me was the most perfect obstacle because really it required
I'm
nothing
not sure I could have
physically.
done that.
It had
I don't think I could
nothing
have done it.
physically other than just your mental, like, I have to step off this cliff and fall and jump 30 feet into the water. And what they did do was if you took the penalty, it was gnarly. It was a long run around the other side of the little finger of the lake, and then you had to go through EST, electroshock therapy. So like they made you pay for not doing it.
Mm.
But it took you nothing physically to do it. I mean, as far as like extra effort, you just walked to the plank and stepped off. So anyway, like they tried to repeat it in Atlanta. They had the stacks, which was a
Yeah, it
bunch
was
of
cool.
cargo content. Yeah, but another obstacle where people got to it and went, oh, it's faster. While it's cool and you get the big jump, it's way faster to go around it. So people,
Mm.
you know, it kind of ruined the spectacle of the obstacle because people were just like, peace out. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
make people do it.
Yeah.
That's my.
I think I have faith that they'll do it. They'll pull it
Oh, I
out the
do
bag.
too.
I mean, I don't have any insider intel, so I'm not giving any secrets away. But we do know, like, that what Spartan UK tends to do is because Spartan and Tough Mudder really are two separate businesses, but they'll run the Spartan and Tough Mudder weekends
Yeah.
alongside each other, and the trailers will travel together. So, but the courses won't be the same. So you'll go. I went to Beaver Castle last year, and the Tough Mudder course was still there, but the Spartan was running on a totally different course. And
Oh,
you didn't go on the Tough Mudder course. They just build at the same time, pack everything up, and go. But there's going to be World's Toughest Mudder, and then the weekend after there's going to be a Toughest and a Tough Mudder, and then the weekend after there's going to be Spartan. So they're going to be there for a long period of time. So
Yep.
I would that it implies to me they're going to invest some time into building some cool stuff. Again, nobody told me
I see
anything.
what you're saying.
I have nothing to do with World's Toughest Modern or any insider info whatsoever. That's what I would assume because it's a big deal. So I would think they're probably going to do that, and they've got
I like that. So just
got a bit of
sheer time
there.
on site is going to be weeks and weeks. So, because let me ask you this, you might know this. So, like for a regular Spartan or Tough Mudder that's on like say Saturday, March, whatever. How many weeks prior are they there
No
setting
idea.
up? Oh,
No idea.
Fran, that's a way better question
sorry.
if you know the answer, though.
I know, but I don't work on build crew or race
It's got to be at
production.
least 3 weeks, right? You got to dig pits. You got to 3 weeks.
They're pretty darn efficient, you know. They get stuff
Well,
done pretty quickly.
this part will never see the light of day. That's fine. Look at this. I'm like, it's so dark. It's so light. That's a Depeche Mode song. It's so light. It's so light. Remember that one? Are you a big Depeche Mode person? Come on, they're from your country, aren't they? Is Depeche Mode from the UK?
I don't know.
He
Tell
sounds
you
like it.
who is from the UK?
Touch, fed, boom, 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 boom. Who?
The Beatles.
Yes, I am well aware that the Beatles are from the UK. But for those who don't know, and none of you know, except for the 4 people who aren't listening to this, besides Fran and I, there was actually, it wasn't even a discussion, actually. Fran basically shouted at us in our group text for the OCR report about the historical importance of the Beatles and their impact on music.
Yeah,
No one debated it. No one debated it.
I didn't start it though. Caitlin said Blackbird stinks. And I was like, Caitlin, I admire and respect you, but you are 100% wrong. And I shall tell people why.
She said, bitch. And then and I was just like, sometimes the group text gets rolling and I just watch. And I'm like, look at all these people talking about things. And I'm just going to.
Do you know what I do? I wake up in the morning to 47 messages and scroll through. And then I'm like, cool. See you tomorrow morning, guys.
Sometimes I'll just start like heart, laughy face, fire. Yeah, I that's it. So, and if Jack Goris asks me a direct question, I look at it so he knows I read it, and then I just don't do anything.
Completely ignore it.
Then he'll be like, answer me. He keeps asking me when my event in Sweden is, and I just don't answer. He's asked me directly like 6 times.
He could look it up. He could also find the course map for himself.
Just Jack Goris things.
Should we get t-shirts made for WTM with a little phrase on everyone's, and it can be like, Jack, where's the map, Goras?
Where's the map? That's perfect. Do any of you guys have a map? That's so perfect.
I have
For
a
a guy
Cricut.
who's
I can do vinyl cutting for us all.
for a guy it is whose job it is to know the course. And you'd think yeah, but that's our boy.
That's a boy.
So that's my OCR.
So what about community news?
That was kind of my community news.
Oh, that was it.
Although,
okay. Wow, this is
I
fun.
do have here for fun, and I've been doing this too, and it just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Well, no, because the WTM community on
He's
Facebook has been
on.
the WTM community on Facebook has been pretty slow.
People have been talking about flights. And I don't understand why the flights from the States are looking so expensive, because I've never paid like more than like 600 quid to fly to the States, even to the West Coast. Yeah. But I'm just saying, as somebody who doesn't get paid by any airlines, I recommend Aer Lingus.
Oh, that's funny you say that. Literally, as you said that, my good friend Anne Carolyn Clifford.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll see that I commented on that.
She just posted a thing about flagging this airline sale if people in the States still need to buy.
Open the comments, babe.
Okay. Fran says, I always fly Aer Lingus to the States if I can. Also, no connection to it. Good prices, 242 layout, and pre-clearance when you go through Dublin. Also, good direct routes. I'm waiting to find someone here clearly has a negative opinion, right?
No, I was just saying I know what you're talking about because I've already commented on it.
There you go. All right. Oh, here's... Okay. Dead air. Oh, yeah. It's funny. There's a couple of like really well-known contrarians in the group. And usually when someone's like, hey, everybody, good news. I'm cancer-free. This is by a gross exaggeration. But hey, everybody, good news.
So what you're saying is you hate cancer.
Yeah, exactly. What'd cancer ever do to you?
I've seen things like that, like trying to say anything on the internet. I had an orange for breakfast today. It was delicious. So you're telling me you hate grapes?
Exactly.
No, I just enjoyed my orange.
Right.
I've got to a point where I just either delete my original comment or I just block people, and I don't care. I'm not arguing.
I think I sent that to you, right? It was that young comedian, the female comedian who, by the way, I could just say comedian because it doesn't matter if they're male or female. The one who made that little...
Because it might impact the comedy that they're talking about.
Oh, good. Okay. I just don't want to like...
their life experience.
Mispurposely gender things. I think I sent it to you, right? The one where she was like, if Van Gogh had sent me his ear, I'd be like...
And I showed that to Dustin and he was like...
What is it? Am I not worthy of both ears? Or no? What did she say?
I'm so problematic that if I was dating Van Gogh and he cut off one of his ears to give me, I'd be like, just the one ear? Who are you saving the other one for?
Yeah. I love that.
And
I forget her name. I need to find out. I need to find out where that girl is performing because she's really funny.
Dustin, come here and show your face. I showed it to Dustin. He was like, cannot comment.
Yep.
Can confirm.
Exactly. There you go. And off he goes. I love it. This time I was not freaked out by him walking in the background because I was expecting it.
So yeah.
Brent.
That's all I like.
Shall we do unless you have other things to comment on?
Oh.
Yes.
I got home from work today and I walked in through the front door and Dustin was wearing a very nice outfit. He looked very handsome. And the first thing I said to him was,
oh no.
What did I say?
Who you dressed up for?
Who you dressed up for? Why do you look so nice? Who did you dress up for?
When I said you.
At all, even I've just been like,
yeah. I used to not dress up, but I would wear better than average clothes. Like when I went to like with my children on field trips, because I'm like, I'm their parent and I want to like, whatever. And one or two times my ex-wife would be like, "Oh, is so and so going to be there?" Like this particularly like young, attractive teacher. Is Miss so and so's class going? I don't know. Why do you ask? Oh, I'm just nothing. Normally, you just wear shorts and a t-shirt to field trips, but and I was like, "Oh my God, are you serious right now?" But anyway, but we see how that worked out. So anyway, just kidding.
Oh,
She's a gem.
ooh.
So, Fran, if you have
Hello.
nothing else to add to this show,
Should we just do thoughts on things? My favorite bit anyway.
thoughts on things. I have one, possibly two, unless you have one as well. Then we can only just.
No,
Why are
go
you
with
touching
few
your
or two.
nose?
I think I was thinking.
Oh, that means I'm thinking.
I was thinking. I didn't say it means I'm thinking. I just was thinking, and I was like,
Let me think about something as I tap my nose. Okay. Oh, see, one of them I'll definitely ask. The other one, I sometimes I gauge the questions I want to ask on whether or not I have an answer, because I don't want to have you give a great answer and you go, "How about you?" And I go, "I don't know."
Well, sometimes I don't have an answer.
You always have an answer. You always have an answer. You prefer I not ask you ones about childhood, or whatever, because then you go like, but right.
Now I'm depressed.
Brand, here's a question for thoughts on things. What is the best thing about the place that you live? The best
I love the
thing.
place I live,
I
and
believe
I
it.
live here purposefully, and I'll tell you why. So,
Can I guess?
go on.
Because the air is moist.
Oh, I do love the moist air.
There you go. Hey, I got that part right. All right, go ahead.
But there's a few other things. So
Yeah. Ooh, a few.
I live. It's a really perfect place to live. It really is perfect. You'll see
Interesting.
when you
Okay.
visit me. So I'm like
Mm.
25 minutes into the city, which is a big city and it's a really cool city. But I'm
Uh-huh.
also the most outer suburb, which means 500 meters from my door, there are fields and a river, which I can run
Love
along
it.
if I want. It's very clean, and streets are tree lined, so there's lots of green. But I'm like 500 meters from the local village, so if I need anything, there's shops and bars and restaurants. But I'm right near fields. I'm 2 hours from London on the train. I have an international airport 10 minutes away, and I'm right next to the motorway to drive anywhere. Oh, and the schools are really good, and free.
See,
Oh, and I'm
yeah.
7 minutes from a hospital.
See, okay.
It's literally
You
perfect.
you kind of described exactly what I was going to say about where I live. The only difference for
You're not
me,
2 hours from London?
I'm not 2 hours from London, but I am only like an hour and 15 minutes from San Francisco. So I've got.
And also I live right in the middle of like 3 national parks.
Oh, that's nice.
Hmm.
See, there you go. Yeah. Oh, the only thing I would add to
And I'm an
mine.
hour from the coast.
See, okay, there you go. All right. Anything else? You're gonna jump. You're gonna jump as soon as I start talking, but it's fine. So basically, just about everything you said on the upper level, right? I'm within an hour 15 of an international airport. I'm 5 minutes away from a
10 minutes
smaller
from an
air,
international airport, but okay.
from a smaller airport that still gets me to most places in the states that I want to go
Okay,
to.
fair.
I'm 30 minutes from the ocean. I'm about 3.5 hours from the snow if I ever want to go snowboarding.
That's good.
Right, so 3.5 hours from the mountains, regional parks, state parks, everywhere. The only difference is much sunnier weather, which I love.
I
And
don't have the
so,
sun.
and I'm in the wine country, which I did not appreciate until I was much older. And honestly, the other actually one of the best things about it is like some of my very best friends in the world live like
Oh,
within blocks of me, and so I'm always surrounded by like core like people who I love hanging out with, and they're super close, and it's this great little community that I have. So, and I'm a
that's
mile
really nice.
from downtown, and I
I love
walk
that.
down there as the weather gets better. I walked downtown last weekend. I was like, my social battery is feeling kind of low. I need a little juicing up. Walk downtown, hit a happy
Beautiful.
hour, run people I know, good times.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
I know what
both
you
live in
mean.
great places, except I have a hot blazing orb above me
And
shining
I
down.
am a hot blazing orb.
You are indeed shining down
Shining.
Sometimes you're emitting. Ooh, my shoulder is not. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
like that.
we don't have the hot blazing orb, but I do love the damp hair. When I've
You
spent time
do.
in California, my nose,
Yeah,
I
we
had
get.
to moisturize the inside of my nose. I got so dry.
Yep. You
And
mentioned
then I
that.
got
Yeah, we.
home and got off the plane and was just like,
You
gimme,
feel
gimme,
all your
gimme, gimme.
mucous membranes just expanding, like
Oh,
whoop,
it was
like
so delicious.
that's how I was meant
So
to
delicious.
live.
But it also makes my hair look very frizzy.
That's okay. You have great frizzy hair.
It's very frizzy thanks to the
Did someone do that for you, or is that
humidity.
just?
No,
Did
I
you
didn't
pay for
pay for
that?
this today, no.
There's the line I couldn't think of. Hey,
What's
uh,
your
I think
second
I'm gonna.
thought on Theta?
I think I'm gonna.
No, don't
All
skip
right.
it. Cut
I'll
it if
ask
it's
you,
no good.
knowing that I might not have an answer.
Okay.
How's that? We'll go in that way. Number two, and then we'll wrap this baby up because, which by the way, I always say that. And then when I start to edit, I'm like, oh, that seems like a pretty fast episode. 54 minutes or something before editing. I'm like, we talked that long? But it's just easy to talk to you. So here we are.
It's easy to talk to you.
And now that we're doing it every 2 weeks, it's like there's more to catch up
There's
on.
one more, yeah.
So, by the way, my body does really appreciate that we do it every 2 weeks. But what's the best outcome of a complete accident that you've experienced in your life? Don't say your child.
I was going to say we're both going to say our firstborn, aren't we?
Honestly, that I mean that doesn't count, but it also counts. Well, that's right.
Best,
Thanks. Yeah, we could totally.
the best outcome
I know, right?
of an accident.
I literally have nothing off the top of my head. I'm sure if I thought about it more, which I should have done the last 12 hours as I prepped this.
What do you mean by accident?
I didn't write the question, Fran.
No, but what do you mean by like? Do you mean like an actual physical accident or something that happened not on purpose?
Something that happened. It doesn't have to be a physical accident. Something that happened not on purpose.
I mean, I suppose meeting that fella.
Yeah, that would do it. Meeting that.
Said something nice about you.
You know what? Yes, I'm so glad you said that because it reminded me now of what mine was. So, so tell me, what was the? How is it by accident that you met him?
I was on Instagram.
Yep.
And I never go on my For You page, and I was on my For You page accidentally, and like one of his Instagram story reels popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that guy! I remember he used to exist." And
That's how he likes to be remembered, I'm sure.
I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I'd forgotten he ever existed." So I went to go look at his Instagram page and watched a few things, and was like, "Yeah, he seems cool." So I followed him, and then it was kind of accidental, and then he realized I was the best human that had ever existed and
Clearly
wanted to live with me.
Okay. Bran, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing.
He tells it better.
Okay. I want you to hop into the Wayback Machine with me. Yep. We're going to go pre-existing Fran here. I want you to hop into the Wayback Machine and go with me to the summer of 1983. Yeah, way back. Little Carlo is sitting around his house on a Sunday afternoon. He's bored. And as it was back then, your parents would say things like, "Hey, it's a nice day. Get out of here." And you go, "Oh, all right. I guess I can't be in my room playing with Hot Wheels or my Star Wars toys or my G.I. Joes. I got to go do something else." So I grabbed the basketball, and I don't even like basketball, really. I grabbed basketball, and I walked about a quarter mile down to the local elementary school by myself to shoot
How
baskets.
old were you? Like 23?
No, no, I was 11 years old.
Mm.
11, 12, 11. And so I get to the basketball court on the elementary school playground, and there's another boy there, and I was like, oh, shoot. So I go over and start shooting at the other basket, and then inevitably the ball bounces, and you kind of near each other, and you start, "Hey, what's up?" Start talking, blah, 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 blah. The man I met that day ended up being my very best friend for the next 40-something years. It was my buddy Rich, We started talking. We shot baskets for a while together. And then we started walking. It was time to come home. So we started walking home, realized we lived like a block from each other. And then, exchanged phone numbers physically on like pieces of paper because that's what you had to do. And then, that's my best buddy, Rich, who's been,
That's
I've
so
been
cute.
best friends with there. Houseboat Rich, as
Hey,
we call him
Rich.
these days. Hey, Rich, because Rich owns a houseboat and he listens to the show. So
Hey,
I don't
Rich.
know on which, but hey, Rich. So there you go. That is something. And that was a total accident.
That's so cute.
I honestly don't know. Like, if I hadn't gone and shot baskets that day, I mean, we would have crossed paths because we went to school together. We were in a lot of classes together. But I don't know if we would have been mates
Would you
after
have
that.
started talking? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there you
That's
go.
so cute. Oh, see, I would never have met that guy because, I mean, we were both in OCR at the same time. We never were friends, or
Right.
I mean, I knew of him but didn't care, and he didn't have the foggiest who I was, and certainly didn't care. So that was so random. That was like if that moment hadn't exactly happened.
I honestly didn't know who you were until Will told us that you were going to be part of the broadcast team in 2023 or 2024. 2023.
Yeah, nobody knows who I am, and that's fine. I don't need anyone to know who I am. Honey.
That was, yeah. She was just like, do you mind if I stand right on the top of your foot with my foot just for, 5 minutes with all 75 pounds of my, I like how she's progressively gaining weight every time I talk about it. I'm like, my 70-pound dog, my 72-pound dog, my 75-pound dog.
She's standing on you because she's like, hey, Daddy, I'm not a
Yeah,
fatty.
I call her Miss Sticky. That's my nickname for her. And, okay, now she's getting, well, you know what? It's okay because we're just about wrapped here. We talked about a little this current state of OCR, whether or not it's dead. Dead,
but
I tell you.
I think it's not dead.
Not dead. Not dead. And we talked about some other stuff. We had some thoughts on things, and now we're done. This is season 2, episode 7. Fran and Carlo get OCR adjacent. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. So if you're listening to this on Friday, next Friday, no. Friday after that, yeah. And I'm excited. So, hey, Fran.
Hey, Carlo.
This was fun.
Let's do it again in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. I'll see you there.
Bye.
Hey, bye.
Ooh.